for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good.
Very good.
Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brinkley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all you here in the building with me. We have a lot to discuss. It is the finale of King's Court. It has been quite the ride for sure. I have my feelings about it, of course. Now we got a lot to talk about. a lot to talk about. I hope you watched it. If you did, that's why I'm here. And then, child, I will see you all tonight at 8:30. Not 8:30, 8:30 for the Warner Brothers Google Discovery Breakdown Town Hall. I'm going to explain in great detail of why Google could buy Warner Brothers Discovery. I'm the only person on YouTube talking about this theory. I believe it's a strong one, but we'll get to that here at 8:30. That being said, Higher is waiting, Low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me check out this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. Let's get to it because there was a to this episode of King's Court, the finale. So we see Tyson and Jennifer. They're riding a motorcycle, right? As you guys may or may not know, Tyson is a thrill junkie, right? He loves thrills. He loves adrenaline. He loves anything that's danger. And, with Tyson, Jennifer is in Miami already. Felicia has the confidence. So it's, circumstances versus energy, right? And I felt like this, right? With Tyson, I felt like out of all the Kings, I felt like he played the most all season, right? Because, we had Carlos and Janae, right? We had Carlos and Janae. Even though Carlos was kind of flirting with Jennifer, he still knew what he wanted, right? He still knew what he wanted this whole time, right? And you have the right to explore. Thaddeus, I felt like he was kind of teeter-tottering with his choices, but he still never forgot the assignment. And Tyson, he just had free-for-all. I think most people saw that throughout the season. So Felicia's cooking breakfast, and Felicia's feeling one way about the lack of attention, the pursuit of this relationship, and also to what we have. Or, I'm sorry, the pursuit of him pursuing other people and what, him and Felicia have. And with Jennifer, it's drama-free versus, Felicia feeling from her that, she has a scolding energy, or that he feels scolded from her. And then Felicia is scrambling these eggs up hard. You know how some people, when they get upset, they cook or they clean or they do whatever, that's Felicia. So Jennifer can see real things with her and Tyson outside of this. And so that's where the conversation ends with them. I feel like the only way it will ever be real is if you do the work. The real work begins after the show, not during the show. No. And I've always believed this about American Idol or any other show, right? Is that when you win, you do not win that prize. You want the opportunity to keep it. So for all these relationships, they do not win a relationship. They win the opportunity to explore that relationship because they made it through the fire to get to the other side. That's just how I feel about it. So then we see Janae and Carlos in the helicopter. Janae is terrified. And I feel her because after what happened with Kobe Bryant and after, all the plane crashes earlier this year and all the random crazy-ish that happened with that train that was on fire and, of course, the Cybertruck that was on fire on one coast and then, a electric F-150 plowing through people in New Orleans. Yeah, the world is scary. Okay, so I feel Janae on that. Janae is scared. So, Carlos is hoping that if she can get over her fear of helicopters, then hopefully she'll get over her fear of, the uneasiness between her and Carlos of maybe the relationship slipped out from under her, or she's hoping that for this right here.
Time is slipping away from me.
She's hoping that time won't slip away from her. That's what she's hoping for, right? So I feel Janae because at the beginning, middle, end of the day, you do not want at all. You do not want at all to be able to. Oops, sorry, y'all. I know I need to get my glasses, y'all. I know. I'm going to do that this week. So, but and this eye crosses sometimes. It hasn't crossed in a long time. You see how it crosses just now. That's how real I am with y'all. But let's keep going. So with that being said, Janae is scared. So now we get Thaddeus and Ariel. They're on horses, right? And it's been 20 years since Thaddeus has rode a horse. That's a long time. That's 2 decades. And the last time that Ariel has ridden a horse has been her son's birthday. And I have to tell you, since the very beginning, I have felt that Thaddeus and Ariel should be like this. And, Kalia and, him, because Kalia has that switch. as we saw that, when she was almost eliminated, she got pissed, even though it's the process, right? So that's just how I felt about it. So Kalia and Felicia are talking about, let's not be pissed in this and the third movement of energy. And Kalia's like, yes, my sister, I agree with you. It's just like, child, y'all do realize that nobody could go home with anybody, right? Okay. So Kalia is beyond frustrated. And Ariel's a genuine person who's been through a lot. Thaddeus and Ariel are talking about that. And, basically both of them want to communicate better with each other. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, I feel like with I feel like with Ariel's who he needs. Because with Thaddeus, he loves that tactile energy of your game. And I feel like Kalia, she's too refined. Just saying, opposites attract in this situation. So Carlos is proud of Janae, and there is prenup talk. And what ended up happening in that prenup talk was Janae got nervous, right? It's not so much for the fact of the prenup itself, but it's the fact of we're talking about the end of our relationship before we begin. That's what Janae says later on. And I will say that is terrifying, but I am proud of Carlos for recognizing that Janae came into the relationship what she had, and he came to the relationship what he had. And I'm proud that he recognized her worth and wanted to protect her worth. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So then Felicia and Tyson, they are no longer upset they needed space. And Carlos is like, did you not forget that you soaked on the couch with me yesterday with everything? Carlos is like, bullish. So Kalia and Thaddeus talk, right? About, Ariel and, the feelings of how Thaddeus feels about Ariel, and Kalia's like, I need that sense of security. And it's just like, child, it's not up to him to give you security. You need to be secure within yourself, right? So then Janae got asked by Carlos what her favorite rose is, white or red. And then the Peaks had this thing called the 20-second hug, where no matter what has happened in the day, you get that hug, right? And it kind of melts everything away. And like Janae said, it's the potential end of our relationship that we're talking about before we leave the castle. That got Janae. Hey, Ariel Ball, welcome in. I think this is your first time here. Beautiful. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And I think that's what it is. And I have said this before. Boys and girls, right? Boys and girls want spontaneity. Men and women want security. It's not that men and women don't want you to be spontaneous. They just want to see that you can handle your shit, right? And then once you're able to handle your shit with stability, then after that, you can do what you need to do. Wait a minute, hang on. I know you lying. Wait a minute, this is not the Ariel from the show. I know you. Oh my. Okay, all right. See, oh my God. Okay, well, Nala has entered the chat. Oh my God. I know you lying. Oh my Lord. Okay. Oh my God. Well, welcome in. Glad to have you here. If you want to sit and listen, please stick around after I get done with everything. I will drop the link and you can let me know what you thought of this review. I don't know if you watched any of the others, but it seems like Ariel is vibing while I'm vibing on. So let's keep going with it, child. That's why you always put out great content. If you recognize your purpose and you're about your purpose and you don't deviate off of that, then you will always receive what God has for you. Attention equals noise. Sound equals purpose. Let's keep going, child. Oh, Lord. And Ariel is single. Ariel Lee has a nice ring to it. Moving on. Let's move on. So the 20-second hug. The 20-second hug is the thing, right? And like Janae said, it is the potential end of our relationship that we're talking about before we get started with our relationship. And I fully agree, right? If I was on Queen's Court, right? And, let's just say that they want to do a younger version of Queen's Court. And I had, I don't know, Nzinga Amani or Candace Glover, right? Or any one of the women, they said to me, what do you feel about prenup? I'm like, hold on a second. I just went through this gauntlet of 20 other dudes because I ain't Tyson Beckford. I ain't strong as Thaddeus. I don't have a long stretch of a career like Carlos. And I'm finally here with you Let's celebrate this, okay? Because if women are asking for stability, so should men, right? Just keeping it a bug. If I was on, Queen's Court, I would want that. So I felt Janae with that, okay? I felt Janae with that. So at the end of that, Tyson and Felicia, they're talking. And Trevor gets called. And Trevor says Felicia has a spark. Now, Trevor, I got to call you to the carpet. Because you said that it was a sexual thing between Felicia and Tyson. That's what you said on the family day or the friends day. You said it was a sexual thing, right? And even Felicia has said, have I been too kind in so many words? Because we haven't had any deep questions. We haven't had the space to be deep, this, that, and the third. And you know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is. I think that Tyson has regret with Sarah. I really do. He allowed that woman who said her ex was R. Kelly, where I didn't know the shit that was going on. Neither did you, Tyson. Bruh, you have regret. You just got to own your shit. You didn't say that. But of all the women in that house, Sarah was the one that you tussled with the most mentally, bro. Why do you think I wailed in on your ass verbally for 20 damn minutes on the review? Because, dude, you were wrong to judge her that harshly. Like, did you not see the trial of P. Diddy? Bruh. I was pissed the hell off, and none of them were my daughters. But that's called giving a fuck, though. Jesus Christ. Let's keep going. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. So Kalia comes in to check in with Tyson, right? And, Ariel comes over. And this is a little production trick that they did. So Felicia was like, I don't want to hear this conversation. And with Kalia, it would just look like womp, 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 womp. And Ariel just had her big white Stanley thing and just, she was cut it out energy. Do you hear me? And this is the thing, right? I feel Kalia, but I don't feel Kalia in this conversation. I feel Kalia because this is a shared experience. But I don't feel Kalia because at the beginning and end of the day, who are you to ask another grown woman to give you security when that grown woman is not responsible if you get to the internet? I'm going to say it 2 more times. What makes you think that another grown woman who is competing against you, with all due respect, is supposed to give you security when she's not making the decision? One more time for the one more time, Dr. Kalia, okay? You talking to Ariel about wanting security when Ariel ain't choosing you, sweetheart. It's Thaddeus. I'm sorry. Bruh. That's like me going over to do, hey, bro, listen, man, listen. I know it's been you and me till the wheels fall off, but can you give me the security that she gonna choose me? Motherfucker. If you can't rest in the confidence of who you are a hindrance to yourself. If you can't rest in the confidence of who you are a hindrance to yourself. If you cannot rest in the confidence of who you are, to know that you are supposed to be in the room, you've been a hindrance to yourself all season. Let's roll on. Let's roll on. So after all that, Ariel, and let me tell you, Ariel gave no fucks in her confession. She did not. She said, I feel like Kalia and Thaddeus are too preachy. This, that, and the third, and opposites need to attract. I'm going to give a personal story. I said this before. The way I grew up in my village, right? It was a very do the best you can, do what you say you're going to do, and be responsible for how you move, right? And sometimes that came off as preachy, right? And there were times where I didn't want to hear it. because I'm just like, excuse me, I'm Braylon, y'all are y'all. But also too, I had to recognize, well, I told my sister, when people are speaking to you, that means they love you. But when they don't say nothing, that's when you should be worried, right? Let me fast forward this for y'all. With my last ex, she went through a DV situation, right? And so with me, I'm a hugger. I'm from the South. I like to hug. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I always thought, you know, going up behind your woman and hugging her was always a cute thing, giving her kisses and everything. But she went through what she went through. She asked, can you just ask permission? Now, from the outside looking in, that could be like, what is wrong with you? But here's the thing, though. Just because you have that person doesn't mean that they're healed all the way. And if asking permission gives them security, then that's what you're supposed to do. If you want security, why can't you give security? That's it. But with that being said, one of the things that my ex said to me was, you come off as preachy sometimes. I'm like, I'm sorry. I really don't mean to come off as preachy. What I'm trying to do is be a resource to you and not a hindrance. Because you already have a lot of shit going on. The last thing you need is me to be a negative in your life. I want to be a positive. I'm going to say that 2 more times. The last thing you need is for me to be negative to you. You need a positive. Last thing you want me to be is to be negative to you. You need a positive. But from that, she said, listen, sometimes I just need you to be here with me. I don't need you to preach that everything's going to be okay. I don't need you to give solutions. I don't need you to do nothing else except be still with me. Got it. Sometimes support is not just reflecting what they say, but is matching the energy they need. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. Sometimes you need to match the energy that they need, not be so quick to squash it. Sometimes you need to reflect the energy they need, not be so quick to squash it. And I get, for us people who are protective over the people we love, we want to be that. But sometimes if we squash that energy and it's not allowed to breathe, that could come out later on down the line in other situations in the relationship. But hey, that's just my opinion, though. Okay. So then Holly and Rodney come through, and it is time for Coronation Day, right? And we start off with Carlos and Janae. And they have their conversation, a really honest conversation. Both of them look gorgeous. Both of them look beautiful, all everything in between. And, you know, they talk about where they are in Florida, everything else. And Carlos gives a promise ring. Now, I will say this. A promise ring can only go so far as the promise, Carlos. I'm going to say that 2 more times. A promise ring can only go so far as the promise. A promise ring can only go as so far as the promise. But I do appreciate the fact that you actually executed an action that gave her security. So I will give you that. And, you know, they were trying to figure out how to make it work, this, that, and the third. And they said they love you to each other. And then Carlos, you dropped Cabo tickets. I'm like, hey, y'all need help with bags? Y'all need help with bags? I will eat the food and make sure it's okay. You know, y'all just got to order extra plate for Braylon, but I'm available. Of course, production rap, so, and then Will Packer and lighthearted entertainment, you know. NBC Peacock, they don't know that Braylon exists, so, you know, I couldn't get called on, but I'm happy that they had a Cabo location. Then we get to Tyson with Felicia hot and heavy, Jennifer uplifting and free. I'm like, okay then, all right, Tyson, we got some faculties going here, good for you. And Jennifer said, I felt a connection with him. You know, it was late, but I was here. And Felicia says she's got more feelings than she knows. And Jennifer then says the fireworks were real. And Felicia's giving her take about everything. And it's a back and forth situation, right? And Felicia is not Tyson's queen. And Tyson needs to work out things for him. And Felicia, I'm proud of you for recognizing he was a child, right? Because you said that he's handsome, he's sophisticated, he's funny, this, that, and the third, but he's a child. Felicia, can we talk for a minute? You entertained that child. My man. You entertained that child. Okay? So not negating that he got work to do, but you can only consume what you accept. You can only consume what you accept. So you accepted it because it was tasting good. Now that you got a brain freeze, you got, food poisoning, what have you, mental food poisoning, soul poisoning, what have you, is not agreeing with yourself, I gotta put this. You took on a headache that all you had to do was just stand up for yourself, and that was your Advil. But you entertained the child. But now he's a child because he didn't choose you. Okay, child. Let's roll on. I do wish Felicia well, though. Okay. So after that, Jennifer, Tyson said, I want you to be my queen, but I need to find me in so many words. And Jennifer said, we didn't have enough time to build anything. And Tyson, I'm proud of you for recognizing that you need to be a solution for yourself first. I'm proud of you for that. But the real work of if you will ever be a solution for yourself is if you recognize that as big as you are on these runways, you also need to recognize that, hey, sometimes maybe I don't really need to be seen. Because, bro, you're one of the most famous supermodels in the world. And I'll just point this out to you, Tyson. Sometimes in life, bro, the fantasy is more pleasing than the reality. Because you guys remember America's Next Top Model. And even though it has the history it has on it, it opened up a lot of doors. Some people, no matter how high they get, let's just say that, Brainley's virtual tour goes live on tour. From my mouth to God's ears, right? And let's just say, I'm out in California, right? Big show. But then I go to a small town. I'm just like, oh, I'm Braylon Lee. Listen, I'm Mr. 501, Mr. On the Rise, the people's voice himself, the feeling cultivator, the most electrifying man, all social entertainment. I don't do no small towns. Bruh, it takes every town to lift you up. So maybe what you need to recognize is maybe you are so about getting all the attention on the biggest runways that you can't appreciate the fact that you can even use your legs to walk on any runway. How you think and how you move determines what blessings and curses flow in and out your life, right? So then we get to Thaddeus. And child, Thaddeus, I was so pissed off at you, bro. Because first of all, you said, did you rent it? I'm like, that beauty was bought by the low. Not the low, the low, okay? So that's the first thing, okay? And listen, that smile, bruh, just... And listen, I can only imagine what it was to be, in that circumstance for 3 weeks, but bruh, I think that you were afraid to lock in to the fact that maybe being different is okay. Because as strong as you are, you can whoop my ass, okay? As strong as you are, you can whoop my ass. I think you don't like getting your ass whooped emotionally with somebody who can match you pound for pound, fist for fist, soul for soul. So it's better for you to stick to what you know than to deal with something that you don't know and have to challenge yourself. That's just how I felt about it. Because when Ariel read that card, I'm just like, and listen, I know production assistants ain't supposed to step in. You know what? That's hey, come here. Listen, there's a limo waiting outside. We'll pack her, take off his head. Braylon Lee, what are you doing? Well, she gonna be Ariel Lee by the time this night's over, and she don't be Ariel Lee for us to get married, but we're gonna be in the process for this last name to matter. Because if Thaddeus can handle his ring, a match just opened up for a new opponent. Tag team partner. Listen, the heavyweight don't talk about it, they be about it. So that's why I would have said on camera and Will Packer been like, you know, I hired Brandon to do one damn thing, just one thing. I just wanted him to just be supportive and get coffee and get food and transport these people. And he goes after Ariel. Well, hell, I can't help it. Shit. She talked to me all season. She felt neglected, and I was just being a supportive brother the way we supposed to be. If we're supposed to be uplifting black love, we got to invest in black love. Damn, what you want me to do? I swear to God, by the time Will Packer meets me, so, oh, you're Braylon. Nice to meet you. Hey, do I have somewhere to be? Because Braylon's in my face right now. This is a weird thing went off on his YouTube channel about him taking Ariel away, and I don't know why he thinks he would actually get away with that, because I'm the head boss in charge. It's all in love, Will. I'm giving people a show. So after all that, the thing that really got to me was to love a woman again has been difficult. I felt for you because I understand it, but it would be different if Ariel did not make space for you to be able to love on a woman. I felt that was a little bit of a cop-out because of that, but I understood what you meant where you don't have a woman who's matching your energy. You can feel neglected, but it also works on the other side too. And it has happened because a wall has been up for him. So Ariel is not his queen. I'm like, oh, Lord. And when they showed the card, it was a picture of her and Thaddeus. I'm like, oh, hell no. Bro, she, And then Dr. Kalia, Lord Jesus, you know, I'm going to embarrass you, this, that, and the third. It's just like, child, really? Really? Because see, what's going to end up happening is y'all going to be too college for each other, where nobody can have a bachelor's degree and be okay. Both of y'all are PhDs. You got to have one PhD and one bachelor. You got to have something there because, bruh, she's a pediatrician. You do wrestling, both heavy duty things. And y'all both are about your work, but yet do you want to do any personal work on you? So I wish y'all the best, but I don't know. So then at the end, we got Thaddeus and Kalia. You know, they making it do what it do. They made each other's families and stuff. Carlos and Janae, y'all look good on that boat. Hey, Carlos, you need a homie next time. Call me. You know, just call me. Just call me. I mean, this is all virtual, but I can come in real life. You know what I mean? And Tyson walks alone. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your King's Court season 1, episode 10 after show, child. So I'm gonna bring Ariel Lee up. I'm sorry, not Ariel Lee. Child. Slip of the tongue, y'all. I'm live. I can't help that I have a nice name. So Ariel, if you want to come up and give your take on the review and all the reviews and just the season, and I'll leave my camera on or leave my camera off, depending on how you want to be. But that's it, y'all. We've done it. We've done it. So I'm going to subscribe to you as well. So you got 3 subscribers now. But yeah, that's the show. That's the show. So Hey, listen, honestly, tell you the truth, I am very blessed for this show. I think, King's Court was eventually going to happen. But you know why I appreciate about King's Court and Queen's Court is that really, whether you sit high and look low, you sit low and look high, everybody's looking for love. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest lesson out of this. But yes, indeed. So I will pin the link if Ariel wants to come up, or maybe she's just chilling out right now. And we'll be here for a good minute because we got a whole show tonight at 8:30 talking about Warner Brothers Google Discovery. So that should be a good time there. But yeah, I was just out. And this is the thing too, you never know what's going to happen on YouTube, right? Because I normally know my numbers. And so when I saw Ariel Ball, I'm like, wait, who's Ariel Ball? And then it started, oh my God. Like, it's almost like, you go into Disney World, or, you heard about this thing from the Travel Channel, and like you finally get to meet it in real life. And it's like, oh my God, it's clicking. Oh my God, it's clicking. Oh my God, it's clicking. So yes, indeed, 5 people in the building. Welcome in. Glad to have you here, child. We have reviewed all 10 episodes. Now, of course, there is no reunion. Well, if you need a reunion, I will gladly host it. Gladly host it. Now, I know Rodney and Holly are great hosts, but for a reunion host, you need somebody who can take it there, and they have a reputation. I don't. Well, I mean, I got 3,000 subscribers and over 800,000 views. So, I got a little something. A lot of us, what? When you get the chance, I need you to come up here. What? Oh my God. Only when you're ready to come up. What? I know you lying. I am flabbergasted. I mean, okay. Okay. I'm humble. I'm sincerely humble. I just do what I do. That's it. I go live from my virtual nighttime bedroom with the city landscape, and I judge what I judge. And let me tell you something about my after shows. Everybody gets it. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way to be. You know what I mean? If it aired on the screen, then I got to talk about it. That's just it. And I don't wish hell on Tyson. I don't wish hell on any of y'all. Like, to never have been on TV before and to give of yourself in a fashion where you got to be everybody's entertainment, that's not easy to do. You know what I mean? So I give y'all credit. I do. It's a great season. And I do believe that King's Court will be coming back for another season. I do. I absolutely do. Absolutely do. So, yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm genuinely humbled right now. Y'all don't see me speechless a lot of times. Y'all really don't. Y'all really don't see me speechless a lot of times, but I am genuinely humbled that, first of all, anybody watches. But also, too, listen, I'm just 31. I know, right? But hey, listen. I only know what I know. And, I let my mind be present, let my spirit be available. I have the soul to be open to what can be. That's pretty much it. So, Well, so yes, Indy, we're just chillaxing here. And I'm glad to have all of you here. We are just chillaxing. Glad to have you here. And we're just talking about King's Court. Season 1, episode 10. I was just doing the review, and Ariel's in our chat. And it's just like, I mean, this is a great, what is today? Yeah, today's Great Monday. Child, that's how you know, like, I'm really flabbergasted. Like, wait, what's today? Oh, man. Okay, that's totally fine. I'll be up here. I will be up here. That is totally fine. Actually, let me see something. something. Do they have the ratings for King's Court? Ratings for King's Court. Okay, so they do have the ratings. They have the ratings, and there's IMDb reviews, I believe. Let me see. Okay, so 3 user reviews, right? So we'll get to those here in a little bit. So let's see King's Court, right? So here it is here. Let me pull it up. Pull it up. So so here it is here. Right here for TVD. Shout out to TVDs. So 221,000 for episode 1, 214,000 for episode 2, 221,000 season low in the demo, basically tied with the first episode. 150,000 for episode 4, episode 5, 164,000, and then 173,000 for episode 6. So it's consistent, at least. And let's see these reviews. Give me a moment. I'm genuinely humbled right now. Like, I'm just okay. Let's see. Perplexing. Given the status of all participants, I was expecting a more sophisticated approach to how each person finds their love match. Instead, it is denigrated to the also predictable format of reality TV's drama-filled, catty, self-indulgent, egocentric fodder. Ooh. But yet you watched it, though. Ooh, tell me more. It's not surprising the more sophisticated ladies bowed out early, not by elimination, but by choice. Okay, I got a little bit of a problem with that because, listen, just because the ladies stayed in it doesn't mean they weren't sophisticated, okay? Come on now. But this is your review. These ladies were criticized for not being able to take the heat. Anyone with a lick of intelligence can see the ladies had enough self-respect to realize they don't have to compete like the Hunger Games for a man. This format show is back where it's the men who need to be proving their worth to these queens, not high-value women chasing 3 men needing ego boosts. Ooh, my Lord. All the glitz and glamour can't hide the tacky agenda bubbling to the surface. Doubtful there's going to be any real winners here. It's like watching a train wreck, yet as human nature goes, it's hard to look away. As cringe moments go, this series is loaded with them. I suspect that's why it's worth tuning in. Oh, my Lord Jesus. All right now. Well, okay. Disappointed. This television program, not television program, child. First it was called programs. Then it was called TV shows. Now it's called content. What do we use? What word do we use? What word do we use? What is our scooter? What is it? Shout out to Nene Leakes, by the way. I want to give a shout out to T-Talk with your girl. She talked about Nene Leakes and her son Brett. I think they were at the Emmy Awards, so congratulations that her son Brett is okay. Shout out to that. This television program falls short of expectations and exhibits a pronounced lack of authenticity, particularly in the portrayal of Tyson, while Thaddeus and Carlos appear genuine. See, I said that too. Like, yeah, out of all 3 of them, Thaddeus and Carlos appear to be the most genuine. Tyson undermines the overall quality of the show. A man in his mid-50s, Tyson exhibits immature behavior, superficiality, and obnoxious demeanor. Not an obnoxious demeanor. It is evident that he seeks attention rather than genuine love. He swiftly dismisses anyone who confronts him on his childish actions. I'm somewhat disheartened by that Holly and Rodney included him in the cast, given his apparent agenda. The premise of the show is commendable, but it's disappointing when the central cast lacks credibility. So I will just say this, right? Holly and Rodney don't have anything to do with casting. That's more on Will Packer and the production staff and crew, and really it's not even on them. It's more of the casting, right? So they put out the calls to celebrities who want to come on, this, that, and the third. So that has nothing to do with Rodney and Holly. So not too much on them. Everlasting Bow the Sexes. I love the show as its entertainment at the core. As a reality show, it portrays human beings as they really are the everlasting vow of the sex is how seemingly classy people turn out to be something else, especially when faced with competition. Some people take life seriously and learn from their past mistakes, while others apparently have not really grown. Age does not equate to maturity. If you haven't figured that out, your expectations of others are not realistic. People may appear to be serious and focused at first, but end up being facade. I don't blame Holly and Rodney for other people's behavior. Exactly. Or bad behavior. Exactly. Like, it was what it was. It was what it was. Like I said, I mean, it was just so many moments from the show. And you know what was really interesting? What was really interesting was seeing the evolution. You know what I mean? And I do feel that, honestly, Bravo, you might want to invest in this. Like, maybe instead of not just King's Court and Queen's Court, but maybe the elimination there could be a thing, right? Just maybe, you know, and you can have like maybe 15 women and one guy. I'm trying to think, how would you format that? I know I'm a genius at what I do, but let me see how I can format that. Because I do think the elimination dinners do have something to offer. I'm trying to think. Okay, I got Bravo's Dine and Spill. Watch this. So what you can do, Bravo, and this is a free idea, okay? You can have, 3 men or 3 women, right? And you have like 10 men or 10 women, right? And throughout the dinner, they have conversations this and that. You could take 10 episodes of that, right? And then, those 3 pick, their 3 and then go from there, right? So Dine and Spill, I think, will be a good show for Bravo. So y'all can have that one for free. But if y'all do that show, I need to host it. Okay, I need my cut. Yes, indeed. I'm genuinely like so perplexed right now, like in the best way possible. Sincerely. Oh my Lord. So by the way, if you guys have missed any season of King's Court, okay, if you guys have missed any season of King's Court or all the season, right? So we got episode 10 right here. Then of course we got episode 9 right here. Episode 8 right here. Where's episode 7 right there? Then we got episode 6 right there. We reviewed the whole season. Episode 5. We did episode 4, 3. See, we got a lot of content over here. Episode 2, episode 1. So here's the thing with this, right? So episodes 1, 2, and 3, I had to do those in a row because I was just trying to catch up on the show. But yes, indeed. So if you missed any of it, it is available on the channel in the midst of all this other content here. So yeah. So yeah, I think besides King's Court, of course, we got Ready to Love on this Saturday. The reunion's coming up in Child. Oh my Lord Jesus. Ooh, hopefully the reunion's not too hectic, but it looks like it's going to be. I think after that, that's about it for dating shows as of right now. I know Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise. Like, I haven't really seen nothing that's interesting for me enough to watch the show. You know what I mean? But yeah. I will say this though, like I feel like at BravoCon, like King's Court needs to be at BravoCon this year. Like Carlos, Thaddeus, and Tyson all need to be at BravoCon. I feel like some of the ladies like Ariel and Kalia and Janae, Jennifer, of course, I'm trying to think, Catherine. I believe that this really is a good show for Bravo. I really do. Like, since it aired on Bravo, it needs to be at BravoCon. Just keeping it a book. Just keeping it a book. But, we'll see. We'll see. They did say more people to come. So, and honestly, tell you the truth, I would do the reunion at BravoCon. I really would. Like, do it at BravoCon, air it live on the YouTube channel. And let's see where they actually are, because the episode just came out Sunday. So it's been some months. Because whenever you know, are doing a dating show, like for example, The Bachelor or Bachelorette, once the season has taped, you cannot be out with your partner. So like you gotta be like really, 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 really low key until like the final episode. Then you can say, we're together. So yeah, you gotta be low key, you know. But are you saying, oh yes, you wouldn't mind being at BravoCon? Is that what you're saying? And listen, honestly, tell you the truth. And Bravo, I'm trying to help you out here. All those queens have a business, right? So those queens could be in the Bravo, you know, bazaar, right? So just saying, you know, I'm sure Ariel, you know, can give some physical therapy, you know, on site. I will gladly be a crash test dummy for quality assurance purposes. I swear to God, probably like, put this man's picture up. This man here, Braylon Lee right here, make sure he doesn't get past the door. But, you know, of course, what happens when, you know, man says you can't get past the door. God says, I'm God. I don't know who man thought he was, but that's my child. He funny as hell. He's about his business. And he want to make sure that people are taken care of. So somebody at Bravo going to be like, you know what? Let this man in the door. He ain't doing nothing wrong. He just got personality. Oh, my Lord Jesus. By the way, speaking of BravoCon, how long are we away from BravoCon? Let's see. BravoCon. Let's see here. How long are we away from BravoCon? I know you lying. Hang on, I'm gonna hook y'all up with an opportunity to go to BravoCon. Give me a moment. This is why I do what I do for y'all. This is the exact reason why I do what I do for y'all. Give me a moment. And like I said, I'll enter it. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I'm gonna win though, but you know. What about tickets for BravoCon? All right, so let's see what we got. So here we go. 59 days, 17 hours, 7 minutes, and 15 seconds. Okay. Now listen, if you have wanted to go to BravoCon, now some of the tickets are kind of sold out. Sorry to tell you that. You know, it is what it is. Now, as you can see, Bravo Palooza is sold out. Okay. The future Bravo Leb VIP for 1 day is sold out. As you can see, sold out here for Bravo Holic for a 3-day, and future Bravo Leb sold out. Okay. Now they do have, you know, Bravo Live with Andy Cohen on the 16th, the Bravo Holiday Spectacular Double the Fun on the 15th of November, the Bravo's Friday, November 14th, and Days of Our Wives, 20 Years of the Real Housewives. Okay, so they have those open. I gotta wait for you to get there. Okay, so the BravoCon sweepstakes presented by Wayfair, and no, Bravo's not paying me for this. I just like hooking people up. Okay, you and one guest could go to Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, here it is. Now, remember what I said. The VIP tickets are sold out. Okay? Sold out. The trip will include 2 3-day VIP level tickets to BravoCon for winner and guests, scheduled to take place from November 14th through November 16th at Caesars Forum, located at 3911 Escoval, Las Vegas, Nevada 89109. Now, let's go over the 3-day ticket, okay, and let's see what you get with that. I recognize this is sold out, okay, so right here, this is what you get, 3-day ticket, so actual retail value over $2,000, so this is what you get. VIP fast lane access to Caesars Forum. Entrance preferred seeing at all Bravo compounds, featuring Bravo Lips at Caesars Forum, exclusive lounge space at Caesars Forum, early access to Bravo photo ops reservation, VIP lane fast lane access to Bravo themed experiences at photo ops rather, VIP fast lane access to select sips and snacks. That's how live we are. Locations at BravoCon Bistro. I didn't mean to say snip. I meant sips. Okay, listen. Although I got a feeling with some of those Q&As, some of y'all want to be like, "You need to get snipped." Okay, let's roll on. And BravoCon Bistro, priority entry to special add-on experiences, including Bravo Paloozas, with separately purchased ticket pending availability. Early access to purchase tickets to BravoCon Live, Andy Cohen shows at Planet Hollywood Live, Planet Hollywood Las Vegas Resort and Casino pending availability. So that is that there. You also get round trip air transportation for winner and guests from a major airport located within the United States near winner's place of residence as selected in sponsor sole discretion to major airport in Las Vegas, Nevada, and 4-night hotel accommodations as selected in sponsor sole discretion for winner and guests in Las Vegas, Nevada, and a $300 e-gift card for ground transportation. Odds of winning depending on the number of eligible entries defined below. So the sweepstakes start today. Okay, so you got from today until October 3rd, 2025. Now listen, if you're a content creator, enter the contest. Because here's the thing, right? Take the inch, make it a mile. If you're the winner, of course you're going to post the fact that you won, right? But also, too, know where you can, tape and not tape, right? All that good stuff. Showcase the room. Now, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of your room, okay? Let's go with Caesars, Caesars Palace. Right here, let's go Caesars Palace. Now, I'm going to show you the room that you're going to be in, potentially, okay? It's not going to be the room you think, okay? Now, they do have a room where, celebrities have signed in a guest book and all that stuff. It's a private hot tub and, it's a private door, out to, pool and everything else and, transfer shuttle, all that stuff. You ain't getting all that. I hate to be the one to bring you some bad news. I really do. So let me show you. This ain't gonna be a suite. I'm sorry. That's not gonna be a suite. Actually, let's go back. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. Where is it right here? Yeah, this ain't gonna be a suite right here. Very nice suite, but that ain't gonna be a suite. This is not gonna be a suite either. That's not gonna be your suite either. I'm so sorry. So that's not gonna be your suite. I know. But don't worry though. It's not gonna be all bad, right? Now, I do believe you could get a Coliseum Strip View hotel. I think Bravo could do that, right? I do believe you get a Julius Deluxe room. I do believe you can get that Augustus Fountain View, right? So I do believe one of those could be your rooms, right? So, it's not all bad, right? But you're not going to be in a villa. You're not going to be in a suite. I'm sorry. You're not going to get a ride share and drop off. I'm sorry to tell you. I know. But hey, it's a free trip to Vegas. So if you want your chance to win, I feel like everybody in the back is like, see, this is why nobody like you, because you just can't stick to the assignment. You just got poked, don't you? I'm giving you the truth. You're not gonna get a Nobu suite at the Nobu Hotel at Caesars Palace. I'm trying to level your expectations. For your chance to win, a chance to go BravoCon right there, bravotv.com/BravoCon Fair Wayfair sweepstakes there. So yes, indeed. We're just chilling out here just for a little bit, trying to give y'all a full hour of content, and then Ariel will be up here in just a little bit to talk with us. And whatever she wants to talk about, she can talk about it. So, and like I said, I don't know what she's gonna say. I will say that this got to me here. Okay, listen. But I'm very humble, flattered, and grateful for that. So can't wait to hear Ariel's beautiful voice, or Ariel Lee. I'm sorry we're live. It's a slip up. Good Lord Jesus. Anyway, almost there to a full-fledged hour here. Yes, indeed, there. And like I said, a little bit later on tonight at 8:30, we will have our Warner Brothers Google Discovery conversation. And wait till y'all see the intel I got for that. So with that being said, I'm going to turn off my camera now because we've done the whole show for an hour. Yes, we have. And you know what? Speaking of Caesars, let me give this some play. Not like they need any help from me, but we're going to take a little commercial break. We're still live on tour. Ariel's in the building with us. And now we're just chilling. We'll be back right after this. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be back right after this. Roll it.
Caesar. Just look at him. Politician. General.
Hang on. Listen. I love this damn show. Okay, here we go, y'all. Well, hello, gorgeous. How you feeling? Let me turn on my camera here. How you feeling?
I'm great. How are you?
I am very humbled right now. Sincerely. I do the best I can with what I got. I ain't got, the boom mic and, the nice studio and everything. But, I make it work. But I'm very humbled that you guys have watched my recaps, that you think I did a good job. Because sincerely, I know my audience pretty well. And so when I saw the picture, I'm just like, okay, well, welcome in. I haven't seen you before, but nice to have you here. And then it just was consistent. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, you really got to think about what you said. But welcome into Virtual Tour Live. How are you? Welcome in.
Thank you. I'm doing very well. Just got home.
Understood. Long day today?
Yeah, I work, like they mentioned on the show, I am a physical therapist, and I work in a specialty hospital that sees a lot of different type of patients. So sometimes it can be a harder day than others. So today was a long day.
Gotcha. And I see that you're wearing your autism awareness shirt there. For those of you who don't know, her son has autism. And y'all know how we feel about autism around here. We listen. We say what needs to be said when it's necessary, when people try and do the most to people. Okay, now I utilize information as a powerful tool and dangerous weapon, but only when it's necessary. Okay, but if you gotta go after somebody because they're different, child, everybody's got a disability in some shape, form, or fashion. Nobody is perfect. That includes me.
Yes.
So.
But I do like your reviews. They are very entertaining.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Listen, I try my very best to reflect what you guys are going through in the best capacity. And, with Queen's Court, it's a little bit easier, actually a lot bit easier, because these are men that, I get to talk about. But when they flipped it, and it's black women competing for black men, I'm like, oh, God, okay. Yeah, you gotta be careful because, well, my mom has always said, you never know who's watching, but also, too, you guys are very vulnerable. So I'm trying my best to recognize, like, okay, Bray, these are somebody's, people.
Yeah.
But they also on TV. So that was, I think, for you to say what you said, I did a decent job.
Yes, you did good. And we, like some of the other cast members, we watched the different recaps out there. But I in particular like men's recap because I want to hear the male's perspective on what they just saw. Because of course, women, a lot of times they're going to think like us. So I want to hear the men's point of view. So I'll watch yours and another guy's thing just to see you guys' perspective. So I think it's cool.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, I sincerely appreciate it. I mean, first of all, how did you get on? Like, did the casting person get out to you? Like, I know they had like Lighthearted Entertainment, had like a casting form, but like, how did you get on?
So, funny enough, like they mentioned on the show that I was engaged, right? So after that didn't work out, I was reached out to by a casting person, and I was like, you know what? Why not?
Right.
So I decided to apply and go through the whole process. Like the interview, it was very long, that process.
I imagine so.
It's so long. And I decided to just take a leap and try a different experience to try to find love. And I actually, like, you know how people say, oh, why are you going on a reality show? You're not gonna find love. I'm like, I really went on there, and a lot of the women did, to see if we can find a true connection. Like, it was sincere. We didn't go on just to go on. Like, I wanted to see, hey, it's not working out, how I'm doing it. So why not try something different? And that's why I went on the show.
And you know what? I have to say this too. Like, I've debated on going on TV. But I've debated on going on TV because once you go on TV, you know, the world is no longer yours, you know, and in some shape, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when it comes to dating shows, to, you know, really put yourself out there, they're selling a fantasy of what could be while you're dealing with the reality of how you actually live. And what I loved about, you know, King's Court and Queen's Court is that they got grown people.
Yeah.
Right. This ain't 18, 20. And by the way, to any woman or man that's going The Bachelor 18 and 20, like, just say that you're just trying to get a come up. Sincerely. 18 and 20, you don't.
That a lot of the dating shows that are out there, like Love is Blind, Married at First Sight, all of them, the people are so young. They're like in their 20s. Maybe they'll have like a 30-something-year-old. Maybe.
Right.
You know, so that's what attracted me to this show, because they said it was supposed to be mature, professional women that these men are looking for, because they said they were older in age.
Right.
So that's why I was like, okay, this sounds appealing. That's up my alley. You know, I'm not trying to be no young. You know, I'm 40. So I'm not trying to be like around no little boys, no young women that's just trying to play, or they're just trying to have sex, or, you know, like, that's not the vibe. So I wanted mature, meaningful connection. That's what I was looking for from this show and this experience.
No, absolutely. And, you know, I'll say this. I think that sometimes you have to be seen so you can be embraced. I can only imagine the days that we didn't see it. I mean, there's a reason why it's called the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
As you were in the experience, when did it click for you that it was real? Because I'm sure that first week that, you know, you got there and the ladies got there, you guys were still in the world of fantasy. But it had to be a point in time where it's like, okay, you know what? I know the cameras are here, but I sincerely believe that this fantasy could be a reality. So when did it, like, officially click for you?
So when they showed my first date with Thaddeus, and they didn't show a lot of the date, but that's when I realized, like, oh my goodness, we actually are connecting on this date. So it was after the jet skis, and we went to go get some food, when you guys saw me like walk down and talk to him about my son.
Yes.
That whole date, me and him were like this. And I was like, wow, this might be like a real connection here. And he was interested in me, I was interested in him. And I was like, wow, okay, I can see this progressing. So that's when I realized, like, this might be something.
Because I think that is something that people really don't get. Like, the way dating works in real life and the way dating works for a show is completely different. Like, your dates are pretty much produced by the producers, depending on the show.
Yeah.
Now, you know, they do take input from, you know, the men, but at the end of the day, they still got to do a show. So it's got to be entertaining enough that, you know, it's enticing enough for us to watch, but also too, everybody's got to be on one accord. I will say though, some of the moments that I really love about this show was getting to see the downside of the women, those down periods when you all had the chance to engage with each other, because we really don't get to see that a lot of times on dating shows.
And I wish they showed it more. I feel like we had so much downtime among each other that it could have been captured more to show that it wasn't catty like everyone is like, oh, they just so no. Actually, we did a lot. We spent a lot of time with each other, you know, and we actually did a lot of things. Like, we worked out all the time. We were cooking together. We were just like really just hanging out when we weren't like when the big cameras weren't there. We was really chill. So I wish they showed that more. One thing that I did not like about the dating dynamic was they made them all group dating. And I wish there were more one-on-ones to pull aside, kind of like how Queen's Court did. You know how like the women brought the men aside and was like, hey, let me get to know you. Hey, let me have a conversation with you. We didn't have that experience. So the first time I got a one-on-one date with Thaddeus was in the damn finale. Like the whole season then passed and I didn't have a one-on-one with him at all. It's been all group dates.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah. I did not think about that from Queen's Court to King's Court because I would feel some type of way as well. And maybe, and like I said, this was the first season for King's Court. So of course, you know, first 3 heavy responsibility, but also too, I feel like with Queen's Court, maybe those women had that soul in them to like do one-on-one dates because they actually wanted to go somewhere. And then with King's Court, because it was the first season, it's like, okay, well, I mean, I see a lot of options here. So instead of being too early on one, which that backfired on some more than others, but listen, y'all the ones that went on TV, Thaddeus and Carlos and Tyson, much love to y'all, but y'all dug in a little bit early. But also too, I mean, how there's no way anybody could be sane in these circumstances. There just ain't no way.
And they navigate it different. You can tell when men are trying to be intentional versus when women are trying to be intentional. When you looked at like how Lisa Ray and Delicious and K. Michelle did theirs, they were very intentional about seeing if they can connect with the particular men. They sought that. They didn't wait for production to set up things for them. Like they was like, hey, let me have a convo with you. Hey, let me see if we are connecting. Like they were very intentional. So when I saw theirs and I saw ours, I was like, it's vastly different. Yeah. Like it wasn't like that. And I wish we had that dynamic to where the men were really trying to do one-on-ones and peel back instead of trying to have a roster. Like I think it was more important for them to have a roster and not Carlos, Tyson, and Thaddeus. Like they just want to see who likes me, who wants Team Thaddeus, who wants Team Tyson, instead of really trying to see who am I really connecting with. And it's okay if I only have 2 connections. Like I don't have to have 7, right?
Exactly.
So I wish that they would have done it like that, and that would be more genuine and sincere to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I fully agree because when it came to Tyson and the roster, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have to be real with you, bro. I mean, I'm not Michael Strahan, but I compare myself to him because the gap proves Black, you know, both broadcasting legends. You know what I mean? In due time. But in the same token, like, bruh, you got privilege where you can do that. In real life, bro, if I did that, listen, now listen, when a woman makes up her mind, she makes up her mind. Yeah. So when you did that, I'm just like, oh, so instead of it just raining in your section of the house, you just want a Category 5 hurricane. You just want to go through hell. Got it. Just like,
and then that is one to follow suit.
Yeah, I just no. And the fun, and here's the thing with Dr. Kalia. I would now I will say this move would be kind of like what I would do, but also too, it would depend on our connection. But when Kalia got under Thaddeus to go to sleep, I'm like, oh, she a bold.
Listen, Kalia was fully dressed and got her behind and snuggled. Now that couch was this big, okay,
it was.
And that is not that small. So she snuggled her butt, fully dressed, to be right there with him. I said, "Girl, you doing too much. You're doing too much."
Child, and listen, I could tell Kalia had like possession problems because that they're like, okay, unless we good like that, I need my space. You know what I mean? But also too, when it came to Catherine just wanting one-on-one time, like you said, that attention, and Kalia did the forehead kiss thing.
Yes.
Catherine was just asking for just focus.
Yes.
She wasn't asking for anything else. So I'm just like,
but here's the thing. So
yes,
what you guys don't see is the reason why Catherine asked for that is because normally how it was is you have respect for people if they wanted to try to have some time to connect. So if Catherine was like, hey, Thaddeus, I want to talk to you, I would step aside and say, hey, okay, I'll let you guys chat, have a good chat. I'm gonna go over here respectfully, right? Kalia didn't do that. Kalia was in every corner. Every room Thaddeus was in, Kalia was in. So if Thaddeus was fixing him some food, Kalia was washing dishes. If Thaddeus was going upstairs, Kalia was saging the house. It was like she was lurking everywhere.
Oh my
so when Catherine asked for that, she asked for that for a reason because the lady was lurking. Everywhere you turn around, she was there. So Catherine was like, hey, for our date, respectfully, just focus on me.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from. And then the irony part of that situation with Kalia was her bathroom, that was not her bathroom. Her bathroom was downstairs. So Kalia intentionally went upstairs in a towel that's not in her bathroom to use the shower, and Catherine's clothes was already in there. So that was like very intentional. So when Catherine said like, hey, I would not do this to you because you're doing a lot right now,
Oh my God. Because okay, hang on. Let me see if my brain cells can form a brain here for a minute. Nicole VT, thank you so much for being here. Tyson already said that it was just a show to him on the Breakfast Club. But see, that's the problem though, is that these women who had to take time out of their lives to be able to make a show, right? They didn't carry that energy of it was just a show.
No.
Like right now, even though I am beyond flabbergasted that Ariel is here, I'm still here for the assignment, right? And this was not planned at all. But in the same token, I'm treating it with sincerity, care, and a vitality of being excited. Because I'm not making really any bag from Brainley's virtual tour right now. Okay. And so you have to appreciate the social bags that you get in the meantime, between time until you get there. So for other dudes who want to find somebody who you got options like this woman here. Now I keep saying Ariel Lee on accident, but it's not really an accident, ladies and gentlemen. Listen,
you already said you like my twin sister. I heard you say that.
Okay, see, we're gonna get into that. See, Lord Jesus. See, this is why you always give a good show, but also you gotta be responsible for it. But the point is, though, even though I didn't know Ariel was watching, that doesn't mean I didn't give a quality show. So for him to say that, he deserves criticism. Now, you brought up your twin sister. Now listen.
Yeah.
I cannot help, okay, that the screen just showcases what it showcases, right? Because I cover what's on the screen, you understand. But I felt for Thaddeus when I saw both of y'all with him. I'm just like, brother, don't screw this up. I mean, I mean that was difficult because even when I'm trying to think when it was Catherine there and Thaddeus said the auntie should compete. I'm like, you can't listen. If I was a friend of the house, I could have that energy with them. You cannot. You are in the competition.
Yeah.
Good Lord Jesus.
But Catherine, auntie was fine.
Yeah, no, she was. She absolutely was.
She was fine.
And listen, no, for sure. And listen, I like what I like, but I'm also attracted to soul too. Right? So respectfully, if I was Thaddeus and both of y'all were in the competition, I would have to just tell Rodney and Holly, listen, this is very difficult for me. Well, why? You see her and her. Oh, hell no.
Well,
this is what's called. I don't like being grown, Holly and Rodney. No.
Thank you.
Listen, y'all, and actually everybody who came through was beautiful, but I'm sure that you and your sister get that energy all the time, so that's not nothing new.
Yeah, the whole twin thing. It is.
Yeah. So, but no, sincerely, I'm sincerely appreciative that, this show did come out. And honestly, too, I feel like for people who say they really want to get to know a person, watch how they move. Like, that's why I would say to any woman, if you really want to know my take on relationships, watch my King's Court review, watch my Queen's Court review, watch my Ray Love review, because I do tongue in cheek sometimes, like what Ariel said about her sister, but also too, like, it was on the screen, y'all. Both of them were on the screen. What was I supposed to do? I didn't know they were watching.
Yeah,
but also too, I was respectful as well. Just in case this happened, because what you don't, and gentlemen and ladies, because there's ladies that like ladies too. We are accepting of everybody over here. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to talk about them as your damn self. And what I mean by that is your self is like, hello, how are you? Your damn self is like, God damn that. You there's a way you gotta carry yourself.
Yeah.
Even if it's true, you gotta keep it to yourself. I know that's not fair. I know it's not, but it is what it is. I'm trying to think what else from the show. Yeah. So after everything that has happened, have you stayed in touch with any of the ladies from the cast at all?
Yeah, I probably talk to Felicia every day or every other day. Me and Kat talk almost every day. Dr. Shawana and I, we're still close. Janae and Carlos.
Oh, they're still together. Good.
Yes.
Love it.
I told them, don't forget about me for my wedding invite. So yes.
Listen.
They should be visiting me and Felicia in Houston soon to hang out. Yeah. But no, we all keep in touch. So we're cool.
Wonderful. And that's the beautiful thing too, is that it's not really so much about the grandiose win, but it's about the connections you make afterward. Because I've said this all season, and I wish that, and I can't blame Holly and Rodney, because, every host is different. But if I hosted, Queen's Court, King's Court, whatever show, I would say, listen, if you win at the end of this, you do not win a relationship. You win the opportunity to explore it, because I do believe it's important to level off expectations. I do believe that out of all of them, I believe that Carlos and Janae are perfect. I really do. And I appreciate actually, at first I didn't appreciate Carlos, veering off, because I'm like, bro, you first of all, you got somebody who is sane-minded. That's no disrespect. There's men and women who are not same-minded, so don't at me. I give everybody equal opportunity over here. But we all know someone sane and not sane, okay?
Right.
But with that being said, you have someone who is sane-minded. You have somebody who is really everyday, but Janae just was peace. And what I did not want was a desire to cancel out an option for him to have peace. So that's what was going through my mind. But when Carlos understood that and he locked in on it, I was like, oh, they got it.
Yeah, he was locked on Janae.
Yeah, it was really nobody else. Now, Carlos, Ariel said that y'all watch my reviews. I will be happy to host Wedding Feud. Okay. I'll be happy to be y'all Steve Harvey. Now listen. I need to know if kids are going to be there, because we're going to have to figure out the questions. If it's just adults, we got to have a good time with questions. You know what I mean? But I also need to know who's single, who not, because what I don't want to do is ask a question that goes in a different fashion, and then I'm screwed out. You know what I mean? Because I want to be like, I want to move up the ladder, not go down the ladder. So just let me know if y'all want Wedding Feud. I will do it for free. I mean, even though, Carlos, you got NBA money, but I'm going to respect your bag. Okay, I'm not going to ask for your bag. I'm going to earn my own bag in due time.
Yeah, so whenever that is, I think they just going to be so happy together. I just love it. I love it.
Like, now, honestly, go ahead.
I really was hoping. Here's the thing, this was filmed a year ago. So a lot has happened and changed, especially with getting past the process and coming back to reality. You reflect, at least I did. I reflected back on my experience with dating Thaddeus and getting to know him. And prior to the show airing, I already came to terms that was not my person. So
okay.
mentally and emotionally, I was already set because I reflected back on the way I felt in the house and some of the conflict and the way that the conflict was resolved wasn't conducive for what I was looking for in a man. Like I felt very silenced and I didn't really feel heard and I didn't really feel like I could speak that much. So that reminded me of a previous relationship I had just ended. And I was like,
just about to say that was your biggest thing when you were saying that with Rodney and Holly, that you felt silenced.
I felt that with Thaddeus, unfortunately. He's very domineering and I think he's very deep in his well. You know, he's like 48. So he's very deep in his well. So who he is who he is, right? And I want someone that has more of a growth mindset and that's open to compromising with two people coming together, not me just acquiescing to your life. And I think that was what he was looking for, someone to just pick you up, integrate you in my life, but not us integrate. So when, by the time the finale came, I was already over it. I was like, this is not my person, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish out this show. So when I wrote the letter, the note, it was really saying like, hey, it was an opportunity to get to know you and that's it. Now, as far as him and Kalia, I think the way that they connected was how I said on the show in my commentary. It was like, it was just too deep. Like, it's just deep, deep, deep all the time. Where's your joy? Where's your happiness? Where's your laughter? Like I said, I feel like a TED Talk every time I'm around y'all. Y'all just so serious. Jeez, it's exhausting. So when I say I think they are very similar in how they overtalk people and just keep talking, and they just are very deep, they match in that way. Now, will that make a healthy relationship? Probably not. And are they probably still together? Probably not. It's a year later. Probably not. You know? But for the show, he made a choice for someone who he felt like fit what he was looking for to fit into his life. And that's not me. And I was totally okay with that. Because I don't want to be someone that you just pick up and fit like a puzzle piece. Like, I want you to integrate with both of us.
No, absolutely. And you know what? I said that in my review. I'm like, bruh, I feel like you made a bad choice. Not saying that Dr. Kalia is a bad person. Please don't at me for that. But what I meant by that is I could tell a energy with Ariel and Thaddeus right away. I could tell that he's got this high energy and he needs somebody to just let him know that it's okay to just be you. You don't have to be on all the time. And so when you are around that high energy all the time, it gets exhausting. Like, sincerely, sometimes I do 3 shows in one day. And some of my friends are like, do you like doing 3 shows in one day? I'm like, no, I don't. I would like to do Brainley's virtual tour live weeknights from 6 to 8 on BET and get a $5 million paycheck. You know what I mean? I would love to do that. But in the meantime, between time, this is my grind ball. So too, I don't need 2 Braylons in a relationship. I don't. It ain't gonna work now. But here's the gag of that. There can be 2 Braylons in a relationship in terms of her being about her purpose.
Yeah.
That's different than personality. So if there's 2 Braylons in a relationship that we're both high energy about our purpose and we're both high energy on our values and how we give, I'm cool with that. But if I'm loud and you loud, no. Because after I've done a whole hour show, like live, I'm done. I've done my assignment. I'm ready to go night.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
So, you know, that I think people tend to forget that. That's why I always say there's the persona and there's the soul. I mean, I can only imagine how many people you see as a physical therapist that just having you there in that capacity that you're in with that emotional intelligence, it gives them a space that they may not have in their everyday life because they also have high energy for what they have to do and how they need to live too.
Yeah, exactly. And that is what, at this age, I think once I turned 40 last month, it was like something clicked to where I I know what I want, and I know that God has a plan for me. And that wasn't in God's plan. Like, he was not for me. Like, God did not send him for me, you know? So, and that's what made me be okay with this. Even watching the stuff now air a year later, I was like totally at peace with everything, because I was like, that wasn't my person. That's not who God had for me. So I'm totally okay with everything that happened. And I didn't want to be embarrassed, like, with the edits, because you never know how they're really spin this show. So I was happy with what I presented on the show, like totally.
No, I sincerely see that. And also too, I think the thing that I really do love about the show is that real life came into it. And, you know, when, you know, you talked about your son, I think when that came up, I did talk about that in the review, and the deepness of, you know, being a mom or being a dad or being a parent with a disability. And what I've been doing recently is trying to speak to that child. And, you know, with me growing up with autism, you know, I'll put it like this. My cousin made this great joke. It's one of those jokes where you can't stand them for it, but you know they right. So what he said was, once you start talking, you just never shut up. I'm like, first of all, we ain't got to say the quiet part out loud. Okay, can we be grateful that, you know, we found an industry for him to release that energy?
Exactly.
We just need the bag to catch up to the gift, but that's neither here nor there. But I think a lot of people have autism twisted. It is not a curse at all.
No.
It's actually a very huge blessing, because people with autism, they focus on one thing. Hello, y'all see I'm at over 800,000 views, and you see I got people on who actually watch me. So ding, ding, ding there. Number two, when you have a disability, it gives you greater perspective on other people. And number three, some of the best people in the world are people who have hell brought down on them, but they're always moving in a heaven energy. So I never have allowed what has happened to me to dictate my movement. And I remember when I would talk with my mom, and she said, you know, Bray, I, you know, wanted people to treat you as a person. And I said to my mom, I always have thanked her for that. But I'm like, Mom, at this point in my life, if people want to make fun of me and make fun of other people with autism or anything else, that says more on them than me.
It does.
Because I'd rather be by myself and knowing I love me for me, rather than somebody just putting up with me and I'm always broken, miserable, and alone. Because you can be lonely in a relationship.
Yeah.
You can.
You can. I appreciate that, because I think about my son's 6 years old, and I think about his future. And I try not to worry too much, because, you know, you could get down to a rabbit hole thinking about that. So I just do the best I can to provide him every resource for him to be successful. And then just take it day by day for me. That's what I do.
Yeah. As long as he knows he's loved, he's fine.
Exactly. He knows he's loved.
And you know, is your son verbal, nonverbal, or how does
he's considered nonverbal. But so when he was diagnosed, he was not speaking. And now he is speaking. He's been in speech therapy since he was 13 months. And he's 6.
Oh, wow. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So right now he's able to communicate with me. He's able to tell me his needs and wants. Socially, okay. So he's making like strides, and I'm happy.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And that's what I often say to people is that, listen, find examples in life. And sometimes, in the words of Lizzo, I know Lizzo is in her lawsuit, but one thing she said at that Primetime Emmys thing was, I was looking and looking and looking. I looked at the mirror and she said, bitch, it's going to have to be you. And I'm sure that the Emmys really appreciated her cussing on live TV and that whole fine that they had to pay. But what she said is what she said. Sometimes you cannot look for everybody else. You got to look for you. Absolutely. And I have to recognize that the assignment is always bigger than me. So if any of y'all are ever inspired by the fact of this dude is holding his own.
Mm-hmm.
And that inspires y'all, then I've done my assignment.
It does. It
You know what
inspires
I mean?
me. I'm always concerned if my son is going to be able to live an independent life.
Yeah.
You know, without assistance. And when I see like you, and even with Holly and Rodney, me and Holly really connected on the show because you know her son has autism.
Absolutely.
And he's doing so well working for the Dodgers. So when I see that, I'm like, man, like that gives me hope that he can be an able-bodied, independent person.
Absolutely.
You know? So I love seeing that. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, and like I said, with this channel, I try to provide a little bit of everything: entrepreneurship, reality TV, true crime. Sometimes, like this morning, I talked about Smokey Robinson. Then I talked about the Super Mario Galaxy movie in one show, and you kind of think to yourself like, how did you go from going through a galaxy to an SA lawsuit in one show? I'm like, that's life. I know it's probably not the show that anybody would expect, but I believe that life is not one dimensional.
No.
So neither should your content. And what I've come to realize is, and what I often say to my friends is that if you really want to diversify yourself, you have to start with you. It's basic advice, but it's the most simplest advice. So with myself, because my friends have said, you like them grown, don't you? I'm like, within reason. You know what I mean? It's gotta be within reason. But what I often say to my friends, listen, what I often say to my friends is this: if you're gonna try to talk to a grown woman, relate to her where you can. Wherever you can't relate to her, don't waste her time, don't waste your time. But if she honors you enough to tell stories from her toolbox, utilize those tools as tools to build that. Now, there's some women that they're gonna want the age that they're at, and that's not a slight to you, that's not a slight to me, but they have an established life. So even though Ariel is 40 and she looks 30, she may want somebody for where she is because she's got a whole son out here. She's got responsibilities. So while she may be interested in somebody in 30, she may want somebody for more stability. Stability is not a bad thing. And not to mention too, in the same token, the fact that somebody sees enough in you and can allow you to be let go because they know that there's more for you, that should be a compliment to you. The fact that you might have to be rejected, not because you're a bad person, but because there is more for you and they want you to go after that, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
It took a long time to get there. You know what I mean? Because I keep saying the last name for a reason over here with her. But you know, if me and her or her, sister didn't work out, it's okay. They'll find their person, I'll find my person. But if it does work out because they see my stability in terms of my mental and I've proven myself, then I have to work just as hard to keep it. But you cannot get weak when you go on Terry Road. Like I said, boys and girls with spontaneity, men and women want security. It's not that men and women don't want you to be spontaneous. They just want to see that you can handle your shit.
Exactly.
Once you can handle it, you can do whatever you want to do. You can't be 30 and being single and she got an autistic son. You gotta be home at night.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 40-year-olds that at 20 and there's 20-year-olds that at 40. So age ain't nothing but a number, but it is a number, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we saw a whole trial in New York about numbers. Okay, so please move accordingly. But with that being said, though, don't hold yourself back from something that can be for you, but make sure that everything is there, not just what you want to select. So
yes, and I'll say, I'm actually very hopeful with this year 40. I feel it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've never been married. Y'all know I've been engaged 3 times, but I've never been married. But I definitely think it's on the horizon. I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like I said, I think sometimes too, some experiences are not for anybody else, but it's for you. And you took something from this that can, allow you to actually grow. Now, has any of y'all been reached out about BravoCon? Because I mean, I joked about it a little bit earlier, but I mean, it was on Bravo, so it would make sense for them to utilize that.
Well, me and Kat were talking about possibly going.
Okay.
Yeah, but we didn't make any concrete plans, but we did talk about it.
Okay.
Since we're a part of the Bravo family now, we were like,
yeah, might as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Might as well, because I mean, they have Below Deck, they got Summer House and everything else, but I'm just like, you got this whole dating show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, not to mention too, you could do a love, hotel panel, but I just
would like for us to do. We don't have a reunion slated or anything like that, but a lot of people keep asking about it, and I wish we could organize it as a group to do a reunion and catch up since it's a year later.
Right.
So it would be nice to catch up with the ladies and see how everyone's doing and see what their take is after seeing the episodes after they left already. So that'll be interesting to hear what they think and what they saw. Right. So yeah.
And not to mention too, like Rodney and Holly, I think for all the episodes of Queen's Court, I mean, there's only been 2 seasons of that, 1 season of King's Court. They've never done a reunion.
No.
So it would be new for them too. You know what I mean? But I think it would be good to see where they're at now. And of course, there's always never before seen footage. So, but I'll put like, I think there would be some people that would welcome that than others.
Yeah.
I think Tyson is probably good of like, Bray, shut your mouth. We don't shut your mouth. I don't want to see no unseen footage.
His own thing. Tyson's doing his own interviews.
Yes.
So he is very vocal about his thoughts about the show. Even on his Instagram and stuff, he's very vocal. Yeah.
I'm sure he is. I mean, and listen, when I went off about Tyson for that 20 minutes, all of that was unscripted. I want everybody to know because I was so heated, right? Because I believe you should only match energy that is given to you. Mm-hmm. And I felt from the time that Sarah and Tyson connected to that point, he treated her wrong when she has only given nothing but good energy.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I just kind of had to breathe to myself. I'm like, did you just verbally cuss out like one of People's Magazine's finest men alive? But also, too, I felt like it was necessary.
And I think you did it a couple times.
Say that one more time, beautiful.
I think you did it a couple times. I don't think it was just one. Because I was listening on your recaps, and I think you brought it up again, and you was going in. But here's the thing. I wouldn't use all the curse words, but I do agree with you. I think the way that he handled that was not a mature way. It was not a caring way. There was no compassion there. It was actually really mean-spirited. And I really felt bad for Sarah because that was very, it caught her off guard. She felt very disrespected, and no one should be treated that way. And you guys didn't see a lot of it, but no one should be treated that way and made to feel that way. So I don't like how that was handled regarding that with her. That wasn't right.
Yeah, no, for sure. And listen, this is why it takes many people to make the world go round. You saw how Dr. Ariel handled herself. She said, I can't go there with you, but I agree with the energy you gave. And it should be okay to have that side. It was just the fact of, like, after you did what you did, to not talk to her the whole dinner. And then you had a smirk on your face after she said, thank you for being a real man. And Carlos, like, bruh, you don't have no room to talk. Mm-hmm. And this was no disrespect to Holly and Rodney. I said, you better be lucky I wasn't the damn host. Because for those of you who saw that review, you saw how I acted out that situation would have been.
Yeah. But what's interesting, when they casted Sarah, that was already revealed on the previous show she was on Shaws of Sunset. So it wasn't a secret.
Oh, okay.
She already said that on Shaws that she dated R. Kelly.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Tyson said he saw Shaws. So it's like, how are you so flabbergasted when anyone knew this information? And when they casted her, they did a good background check on us. So they knew that. you know? So, yeah. It wasn't a secret.
See, I don't watch Charles of Sunset. Not to say it's not a great show. It's been on a long time on Bravo. But yeah, I had no idea. That was my first time ever being introduced to her. And honestly, tell you the truth, and this is why it's important to get to know people as people, right? Because honestly, I ruled for her whether she was on that show or not. That's how you know that person was a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just the fact of, like, bruh, you do realize, like, you're on the show because you can't be responsible for how you move in terms of love. You do realize that, right?
Yeah.
And listen, this is not to knock you. And Tyson, you can say a lot about me. Well, bruh, you ain't got nobody. Well, here's the thing, bruh. I'm not tripping off of not having anybody.
Yeah.
It's the principle of the thing of, if somebody treated your sister that way or anybody else in your family, you will have had the same energy I had. Just because you're one of people's finest don't mean you can't get humbled sometimes.
Yeah.
And I can get humbled too, but at least I own up to mine.
Exactly. Yeah, but it wasn't okay. And I didn't appreciate that. Because actually me and Sarah, we're very cool. And I didn't like that. So
yeah,
we're not going to condone treating anyone like that, you know?
Absolutely indeed. So now what are you up to now? Have you now I know everybody, you know, has a different path of being on reality TV. Have you used that to talk more about autism or showcase more of your physical therapy, or what's going on now?
You know, not yet. I would love to be more in that space of the advocacy for autism and bringing the awareness, especially for moms, single moms, and also the bodybuilding world. You know, being able to still maintain your health and wellness while being a mom. So a lot of times moms say they don't have the time, and they don't make the time for themselves and give them something to work on that's outside of the kids. So I really want to use that platform to really promote and support women and taking ownership in their fitness journey, you know, because that's what I did. I was just like, you know, I need something for me. And that's how I got into bodybuilding.
No, listen, that episode, Lord G, I'm just, thank God I wasn't a production assistant on that damn show. I would have had one. I would have had one of the fellas be, Bray, you okay? Wait, this is our job? What the? So if one of them gets sick, can we like fill in for? You can't fill in for one of them. I'm just asking if you. I know, Bray. But we. Okay, child, because both of y'all just threw it down. I'm just like,
give me 1 second.
Listen, listen. Yes.
Yes. I know, but you know, I just love it. It gives you a purpose to work towards, because you have to be very disciplined to do. I just had a show on Saturday, so it's something that's for me, and I enjoy it now. I'm in my 3rd year, so I love it.
That is awesome sauce. No, I've always loved it when somebody can do more for themselves, and I can only imagine what that world is. I mean, Lil Jon just competed in a bodybuilding competition.
I saw that.
And got 3rd place. And I'm just like, you know what? Good for you. I mean, because it's a lot more mental than most people think. Because it's not just the dieting. It's not just the workouts. It's the stamina to bring all that together and then to maintain it for that length of time until you get to that competition where you don't know your competition until it's there. I mean, you can see pictures, but pictures versus the real thing is always different. Yeah. So
until you go on stage, that's when you see who you're competing against.
Yeah.
And if you're going on, I think, and I always say this, stepping on stage is a victory in itself. It's not easy to step on stage in front of judges and in front of an audience to get judged on your physique.
Yeah.
You know? So that takes a lot of courage to just do that in itself, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Without question. I'm glad I haven't hosted one because and listen, the way I am here is the same way I am offline, but I do believe each platform requires a different energy. That's platform matching. That's not code switching. But if I ever hosted one, I'll just be like, listen, I just want y'all to know these people y'all about to see, all of them are winners. All these people are tens. All these people are somebody. Do you see that they hired me? Okay, they could have got somebody they could have got Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who's actually a little bit more fit than me, actually a lot more fit than me.
Look,
but also too, I'm not trying to be him either. You know what I mean? I think that's more of a mental thing because when I was at Arkansas Tech University, I would see all these football players work out. I'm just like, what in the world is going on? But I also have to recognize I don't have to be them because everybody's body frame and type is completely different. Like I remember when Dwayne The Rock Johnson gave away an F-150 to a veteran. And one of the most humble moments I've ever seen, because I'm just like, that dude had $7 in his pocket to give away a whole F-150 to a veteran. You gotta be really comfortable with yourself. Yeah. And at the end, he said he needed a ride. But I said to my friends, could y'all imagine me coming in The Rock's F-150? Y'all be like, Brandon, are you going through something? Are you okay? Like your size don't match the truck. And I'm like, you know, I had money. And I wanted to feel like I was somebody. You know, you could just got a sedan. I know that, but that's more of, you know, fight versus flight of how we view ourselves because we're so concerned about other people's thoughts that we forget. Like everybody who's a success has been a failure before. That you can't tell me one person who has never been a failure, not one time. And if you do, please let me talk to him so I can skip all this hard work stuff. Please.
No, the hard work is the part that builds character, you know? Yeah, it builds the grit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But do you have any other questions? I gotta go be a mommy now.
No, this was more than enough. First of all, thank you so much. Feel free to come back anytime.
Yeah.
To the cast. Y'all see right here, I'm very respectful to everybody. Now, you know, Thaddeus, Carlos, and Tyson, if you come on here, I'm gonna have to talk about what was on the show, but Dr. Ariel just showed you I'm very fair. I'll call you to the carpet for what it is, but I also understand it was a process.
Yeah.
So
it was, but it was a pleasure. I will stay tuning into your stuff because it's so entertaining.
Thank you very much, beautiful. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Much love to you, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yo, that's how you do it. Like, I'm genuinely like flabbergasted. Like, this has happened in real life. Like, just nope. I'm not gonna cry with y'all ass on here. No, I know this happened. Okay, I'm just taking in the fact that if you do what you're supposed to do, you will be rewarded in due time. So I'm very, very humbled. I think Dr. Ariel's trying to get off of here. She's frozen, but she looks good though, frozen. Are you trying to remove yourself, Dr. Ariel? Or, by the way, 6 people in the building. Thank you all so much. Let me see. I'll see. Can I do this right now? There we go. Okay. Because I think she was frozen, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, with that being said, how cool was that, y'all? An exclusive interview right here. Had no idea that they watched the show, and there you go. So I'm looking forward to season 2 of King's Court. Damn it, I'm looking forward to it. So let's get the Daily Motivator and then head on out here because I want to clip this show, okay? And give me some time. I will definitely upload the interview of me and Ariel on the channel. So just give me some time, okay? Give me some time. So with that being said, let me get the Daily Motivator up for you all here. To be interested in the changing seasons is a happier state of mind than to be hopelessly in love with spring. George Santayana, absolutely. It's time for the Motivator, from Monday, September 15th, 2025. Bring beauty to life. Dwell in the beauty of what surrounds you. Amplify that beauty with your purpose, awe, and appreciation. Commit your actions to making new beauty from the massive potential for it. Preserve, enhance, and share the beauty that all already is. Even the sweet and energizing air of creation. Lead with your creative spirit where there is pleasure as well as where there is challenge. Pain, deception, and despair are all too real, yet the potential of truth and beauty can enable you to add to the face of difficulty, to prevail, to prosper. Don't underestimate the power of what's right, what's beautiful, what is integrated deeply into your being. Let the inevitable nature of that beauty push you forward. Feel, think, and act in the interest of more beautiful you, of a more beautiful world. Give new awareness, respect, and beauty to life, and bring beauty to life. You know, I think that happened with this show. Nicole VT, I feel you. That's why she could be an Ariel Lee, and she watches, and she probably is going to talk about this interview, with her twin sister, be like, that Braylon dude's actually all right. Let me stop, listen. But I think that happened tonight with this show, right? The beauty of this show was they brought the real to the world of dating, and the potential of beauty and truth can enable you to add to the face of difficulty, to prevail and prosper. All these people had a vulnerability to see what could be. And when you have the vulnerability to see what can be, there are options waiting for you, right? The second thing I will say is don't underestimate the power of what is right. Sometimes you will have to stand alone in order for you to have peace. That's okay. That is okay. The fact that anybody showed up here tonight, including Dr. Ariel, is amazing. But also, too, even if that didn't happen, the fact that anybody was grateful enough to see this, beauty being brought to life, of making a community, is wonderful. And finally, the third thing I will say to you is give new awareness, respect, and life to beauty, and bring new beauty to life. The only way you will ever have a new awareness, if you understand it, is that you can be in a space of something being new. And with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you do. Never say you won't be on special, because you were always one of us. And trust, you may not be where you want to be by the end of it. You'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why? It's one thing to call yourself. It's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll be great together. And always remember that we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you just hanging out with, great people like Dr. Ariel. Make sure the replay is not just ready for you to watch it, not just ready to listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you. I value you. I embrace you. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Receive love, you gotta give it. Whatever obstacles you overcome, whatever success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you. But if no one else is proud of you, be proud of your damn self. Finally, y'all, listen. Options are out there. But just because options are out there doesn't mean everything is available. Some stuff should not be available to you because you know that better is waiting for you. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day. That was for the day that's come, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Love you all. Good night. By the way, I'll see you guys here in just a little bit for this at 8:30. Hang on. There we go. I'll see y'all here at 8:30. Bye, everybody. Love you all. Good night.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because
Child Brandon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn